Welcome back, fam. All right, catch up on what I did before. What I've been done since the last video. Changed up some stuff. I converted everything over to the Mark II hot ants, as you can tell, seeing green everywhere. We're getting this built up, knocking this stuff out. Got the 76 of all this stuff. All right. Looks like there's looking for I think I turned the diodes off because I don't have them made, and this was just in case. So the only thing we have left is them building up the iron ingots and copper ingots, it looks like. And this guy is working on getting the diodes maxed up. But this is basically all the construction material, which gives us the ability to literally craft on everything on other islands. So you don't have people coming over here, but I end up building this over here. So these are also, they're called radio towers or radio stockpiles. They're freaking awesome. They're a big game changer in my opinion. So what did I do? I ended up converting over here the energy pod mark were at 1 ants, and they're just going around in circles, and a couple of them, you know, drop off this to create energies. All right. These guys are basically feeding the queen right now. Come over here. Queen's getting fed, and she's only getting fed the Mark 1 ants. But over here, I end up adding some more Mark 2s. I end up setting up a whole bunch of energy colliders, and all they do is collect the Mark 1s, goes in circles, and pump out the greens, the Mark 2 energy pods. And they come up here and get reboosted, and they just keep going in circles. So I've been converting all the energy that I'm getting from here into Mark 2s. Now it looks like I might have to increase this a little bit. See how there's all completely bare down here, and we got a good patch over here. Or maybe not. Maybe they're getting through it. Maybe if we need some, it's probably like 5 or 6. I can upgrade that. So I dropped it where these don't come out. All right. I have over the amount over there, but we have, as you can tell, we have these ants. Basically what happens is they get old. Oh, well, they're getting released. I didn't know that. That's not good. That means we need to increase the number. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to add 1, and we're going to start making some more energy pod ants. That way we can keep the numbers. My plan is I'm slowly tapering off these. That way these don't ever get made and they don't go in, because I set the number if the number's over 20. So the only ones I want in here are these big ones, the normal workers, because those come over here and get turned into drones, and those are the ones that basically fly back and forth, come on over here and pick this up. So over here I ended up tearing into this rubble pile, and we're tearing into this glass pile. As you can tell, we have a whole bunch of glass everywhere over here, so that's good. And the reason we're tearing into this is to get this glass deposit. But honestly, we're just going to start moving them and ripping out all of these mineable materials and just fill up the stockpiles. If you come over here, we've been digging into this, got a big bite into this, so we're taking this out. And like I said, I'm just strip mining this island. I don't want to have any ants over here at all. All I'm going to do is like build the stuff over here. So over here, as you can tell, we have these guys. There's not a lot, and they're not getting transported over there a lot. So let's see what they're doing. Are they picking up glass? Looks like they're picking up copper. So as you know, we have the different stockpiles. All right. These different stockpiles, glass, whatever, all this. These are tied, these gates, the stockpile gates are tied over here to the stockpiles over here. So if they drop, they open up so they can freaking come and drop the stuff off. So that's all good. All right, so I also put these down here. These are getting fed from the energy pods from over there. My main issue, I think, is I don't have a lot of those, and I don't know why. Oh, wait. I think I know why. I think I know why. I think I was running low on some resources. That's why they weren't getting over there. And the fact that I'm not making a lot of those anymore because most of the time they are just split off and go over here. So, all right. Yeah. We're making progress. We're doing it. I set this up. They're just, infinite loop. I don't want you guys in here. Okay, so 1 and 1. Will you leave? Okay, good. All right. I don't want them in there because I'm not making LEDs, so they're not going to be doing anything. So, all right. So the only thing we're going to need, we need to start making some genes. So I've been sitting here thinking, probably should start making some. I set up to start making some lesser genes. As you can tell, it takes a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff we already get. So we already making the workers, so I can just split off workers and shunt them in there. Basically, create a split here and have them go split between the creation of the drones and them getting sacrificed. And as you can know over here, we can do the same thing. Shunt those over to get the iron workers we need because we're producing iron workers over here. Light bulbs, we're doing good. So all I would have to do is just start shunting these over there. And maybe right here, put like a filter gate and have them start moving over there from there. So, all right, let's start with one thing. We need some of these guys right here. You come over here and go there, because what we need inventor ant to make a queen. We also need one of these guys. So what we'll do is we'll go like this. Okay, we'll grab this guy. Boop. All right. So what I'm going to do... Oh, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these. And we're going to move this to this one over here. So the old ones automatically come over here. So... yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take this guy, move him here, basically put him on that line, and he'll fly over there, which will be faster than having it walk all the way over there. Now, this guy, yep, there we go. That's getting made. Awesome. So this thing's going to fly over here and land down. Boom. And this, there we go. We'll put this one in there. And are you done yet? Nope. So the only thing is we are going to have to take this and change this to a pod worker 1 because we need mark 1s. And we need to change target to this over here because this is honestly the only one that's going to be full. So, and what we'll do is we'll take some of these, the exit, here we go. So what we'll do is, are you done yet? Yep, you're done. Cool. All right, so the first part of the step is to get a queen. So what we're doing is we're just taking this, driving this over here, and boom. And this will make a queen and automatically go up there. So, all right. So what we'll do is over here, we'll do some cheeky stuff. What we'll do is we'll go here to make a split, and then we'll just refill that split up with that. That reeks. All right. So what line goes over there? That was this one. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. When I turn this on, it will come up here, and I just will erase this line from working. And then it'll come down here. And what line is that? Yeah, I know. It's kind of a mess. All right. I already know. So it comes down here. So it's right there. So what we'll do is we'll go a cast gate like this and say energy pod workers. And then we'll run a line from there to there. There we go. So we'll make some energy pod workers. Here, we are going to put we're going to have to split our gate, actually. So what we'll do is go here, there, and then there, and then run this from here to there. That way they're still making them. They're just splitting them half and half. And over here, we are going to have another splitter gate. One there, and then run this all the way over there. So okay. All right, we'll take this, run this, boing, boing. Not a fan of this auto connecting stuff. And I think that would work. All right, so that's getting made. That's going. Now we just need to add another. Pretty sure you're the cast. So we'll go like this. Another divider gate like this. Go like this and put it up there. Cool. All right, so we don't have those workers funneling off. So here it is. Cool. So we have the divider gate there. So what we'll do is we'll add another divider like this. Boom. And then run this to, I believe this one goes there. Yep. Oh, there's our first pod worker right there. Going to go get turned into an energy pod worker 1. Nice. All right, so oh, there's our princess ant. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah. All right. So we have the princess ant. We got those coming in. 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 Those coming in. Awesome. Basically automated. We just got to keep a track on how many ants are coming in. So there's that. Awesome. Now we don't have to worry about that. The princess is up there. So essentially, when the princess gets up here and any new ants go over there, for instance, we'll let this one in. No, I just go like that. Okay. What happens is when, ooh, there's one. So it goes up there. It goes up there. When it gets up there, it basically dies and wraps itself around the princess and basically forms a metal cocoon. And that's how it gets germinated into a lesser gene. So let's take a look at our nuptial flight. We are not going to be able to get that. We're basically going to be preparing for the next nuptial flight. And here's our green one. Awesome. Green one goes up there. What we'll do is we'll say, yeah, we'll just leave that open. There goes another iron worker. Cool. All right. So Am I seeing things? Look how big this thing is. That has to be a glitch. The thing's huge. That ant. That's just small. That small ant's huge. That's ridiculous. So I have two of these up and running to create the Mark II fuel ants, because once you hit a certain number, you're not going to be able to do it. The only issue I have with this because we're mixing the these ants. These ants have a speed of 12. But if you take a look, these have a speed of 14. So it's kind of running a little slow on the slow end. So there's that. And this is doing great. We are pumping out the energy. See what we're trying to do. The reason why we are making these gene ants, all right, is for this. If you come over here, we are running up here. We want 3 genes to be able to make the Mark III pod ants. All right. The reason is that there's stuff stock behind the thumper. We have to build a thumper, but the thumper we can't make without Mark III energies. On top of that, we need Mark III energies for the pod worker 3s. This honestly will probably be the next thing after we get the Mark IIIs, and then we start producing those. We'll probably start getting this. We haven't been getting any research points. Kind of have a lot of research points compared to how much some of this stuff is. So we'll get this next after we get the Mark IIIs up and running. And in that process of doing that, we'll make the thumper. And then we don't have to wait every hour for the setup. So, which should give us the access to the polluted island scanner. So that's basically what we're running for. So we got 3 of those, 2 of those, and we're going to slow down on our transport back and forth because we're basically sucking all of them to feed the queen. On top of that, we're eating half of the supply over here to feed the workers over here. So going to have to be a little bit. So when we get one more, wait, nope, you're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to slap this one over here. All right. And we are going to, how do we do this? Let's move this over here like that. And what we're going to do is go like this, and we're just going to loop this back on itself like that. And then when we need them, we'll pull them. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 more of those. Basically, we're just pumping the energy pods back into these. So there's that. Why are you releasing them? All right, you do you. All right, cool. We got 4 iron workers and only 1 normal worker. And we have another pod worker up and running. A couple drones. It's not going to be the most efficient, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's I'll be back in a sec. All right, so this is going to be the last one. I'm just showing you what happens to the gene. It heats up really, really hot, really hot. Starts pumping, starts spitting. And a short amount of time, let's say about 15 seconds, it pops out. Boom. We have the full gene. And that just goes up into one of these towers and acts like a princess waiting to leave. So I was sitting there messing with the numbers, messing with stuff, trying to get them over there. We are going to remodify some of this stuff. We're going to get rid of this and Put those back in there, I guess. So, what's been going on? We're filling up on green energy, and we're not having very much yellow. So, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to change this. Now, it says it's 2.5 times more the green energies versus 2 of these. So we get 50% more. So I'm thinking I'm going to switch this over to the green, and we'll see how much we push through this. All right, green energy done. All right, let's take a look to see. Wow, that is visibly jumping. I mean, look at that. We already got like extra 10%. There's 20. Wow. We are going to blast through freaking the population cap really quick this way. My only thing is that we're probably eating through the energy really, really fast. So I'm thinking we are going to lower this number to 1. There we go. How much life do you have left? 5 minutes. 2. Yeah. We'll just let them keep doing their thing. There we go. At least we get to see how much the population cap it goes up when we hit the next one. Maybe. So this needs a princess. I already made one, so we'll just slap her in there. Alright, so that took us about 17 minutes. 20 minutes. 20 minutes to make one queen. Because we really aren't setting up for this. So alright, let's. So this is going to be a whole bunch of just sitting and waiting. I've already played like 3 or 4 hours just to prepare for this video, and I know it's not much. It's getting very tedious and long on getting somewhere. It's basically a big old waiting game. Big waiting game. I'm thinking I might move these videos every couple of days, because it's just a lot of gameplay I gotta do just to get progress anywhere. I mean, take a look at this. So that takes 3 energy pods, which at the rate of 20, I'm gonna try and tweak it to see if we can start pumping these out a little bit faster. The reason I set up my queen the way it's dropping pods into the nests, because if you could take a look, my queen, she's dumping into the stockpiles. The reason I did this is so I can precisely control, set up things like this, precisely control how much I'm actually producing. Because of that, then I can set up a run where it's producing worker ants. That's all it is producing worker ants. I might be destroying them quickly and not utilizing them, but at this point in time, most of my energy production over here is taken care of by fueler ants, and they're still working on getting those up and running. These are fueler ants working on that, and this fueler ants working on this one, and you know, they're dumping some excess into these to make some energy pods. So I'm basically making energy pods Mark II. Oh, look at that. All right, cool. Stage 9 is 300 population, so we gain an extra 50. But at this point in time, I'm really not utilizing them. I'm basically pumping them to the queen to try and get it done. So I will be pumping more into building more drones, keeping a population cap on that. We will be, yeah, setting this up. I don't have the drillers running on this because the only thing is scrap metal. And as you can tell, we have tons of scrap metal. So just basically a big old waiting game. So if we come over here, that takes 3. At 20 minutes a pop, that's an hour. And here's another 3, which will be the next thing I go. Because if we go and take a look, if we go off of what this one said, The newly created pod only takes less room, but it also holds more energy. So it's about, we'll say 2.5 times. All right. 2.5 times of that means it's more energy dense. We'll get this. All right. I will also need to make this to get this. But the inventor ants take another 10. About 3.25 hours. And then we have this, which is 20 minutes. And then over here, it's 40 minutes. So it's just a lot of just sitting, micromanaging, throwing stuff into the sections to get it. I'm thinking I'm going to switch this over to every couple of days. Every other day, but maybe start up another channel while I'm focusing on this. Yeah, it's just a lot of waiting. I'm going to try and streamline it so we can pump out the genes faster, but I'm not seeing any way of doing this. Oh, we're actually getting a buildup of energy here too. Interesting. Well, if you're liking the content, maybe hit the like button. Maybe subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm playing content like this. I like city builders, that type of stuff. Maybe I'll play something light. Light on the lighter side. This one's just a lot of brain power, a lot of focusing on a whole bunch of things. Balancing act, and it's not a very good, easy balancing act. Trying to keep track of how many are in there. Like, I wish there was like, turn off this machine if there's X amount of ants on whatever, but it doesn't look like there's that coming up anytime soon. So thank you for, your patience. And as always, stay faithful.